Hello and welcome. Today we'll be watching my battle with Chris Moutinho for CES on UFC Fight Pass. Looking forward to watching the battle again. It's been quite some time since I've seen it, and it is a tremendous fight, so let's take a look. I'll be commentating potentially. Maybe I'll pause it every so often, give some insight. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't want to detract too much from the fight. We're going to start right here where we're facing off, and the commentators are just giving a little bit of a rundown before the fight, so enjoy.
What do you look for, Tom, in a guy coming off a bout like that? Is that hunger level still there? Do you sometimes maybe be a little apprehensive? Or you just let it all out and just stick with what's been working for you?
Yeah, you need to let it all stick up with what's been working for you. You cannot dwell on that one loss. You have to think back to what got you to where you are. Go out there, be aggressive. Don't think about what the other guy's going to do. Think about what you're going to do to him.
You know, I was talking to Johnny Campbell yesterday, and he said that he's just, to him, and you can see he believes this, that he's broken through a different plateau. He's been doing extended training sessions down in Las Vegas with really high-level guys, and he said you just feel the difference. He's much more comfortable, and he's going to be more comfortable here than the young man Moutinho.
Both fighters wearing the same color trunks, so let's just say it's a matchup of boxers versus briefs, perhaps? Moutinho in the briefs and Cupcake Campbell's in the looser-fitting trunks. Nice shots in the midsection there. And Tom, you mentioned the streakiness of Johnny Campbell. He has a separate 6-fight and 5-fight win streak on his career. So this is a guy that can get hot at any time and reel off wins. And when you reel off wins, that confidence level rises.
He's coming off a win off of Jose Lugo, that you mentioned.
Big fight. Lugo was 4-0 going into that bout.
Previously undefeated Jose Lugo. And that's one of those things that can get you right back, at the top level of your own confidence. I beat this guy, no one else was able to.
That's right.
It really is a mental thing. And, they'll say fighting is 90% mental, and people will say that about many things. But if you really think about it, everything is 100% mental. If you reach for a cup, your brain is telling you to reach for that cup. You throw a punch, that is something your brain initiates. It's all mental. This is a mental game. And when you go on those streaks, it's a reflection of where your mentality is at, where your confidence is at, where your focus is at.
Moutinho was using that underhook in head position and control position. Campbell tried to move off the cage, but Moutinho wrangles him, keeps him back.
The thing a guy like Campbell is going to know in these fights is that sometimes you're going to lose positions, sometimes you're going to lose small battles, and that's okay. We get it back. You accept that, and you move on. And that's why these guys are so tough to fight. They don't change their mentality when they're in a bad spot or a good spot. He looks hot here tonight, Johnny Campbell.
He looks real confident. You're right, Robin. He looks like he is locked in. A kick to the midsection early, head kick upstairs. And there's a big left.
Stepping
up
forward,
yep.
Leads with the right and steps forward into the left.
Nicely done by Campbell. Then trying with the right and the left, just missing slightly there.
Both guys need to be wary of that overhand coming off the rear hand. It's Campbell's right overhand, Campbell's left.
Campbell used it to enter in and corral the thigh. And that's the advantage. You throw.
The game plan in my mind was to take him down. I knew that his game plan would be to want to take me down and get on top of me. So I thought that I would come out, take him down, get on top of him, and set that pace. But his wrestling was pretty darn good. Very good defensive wrestling by Chris Moutinho. And again, I say he did feel very strong. He felt stiff and rigid. Didn't feel like he could force me into anything or really like strong guy me. But he was just stiff. He was just difficult. Once we got into these positions here, I found it a little bit harder than I anticipated to both get out of off the cage, and he was just more difficult to wrestle than I anticipated. He's a skinny guy, his little legs and skinny little torso. I figured I'd just take him down, no problem. It was far harder to take down than I expected, which made it an even more fun fight. Really made it more of an exciting fight because it was difficult.
Throw the right and you step forward as you throw the left. That step now becomes something he identifies as a punch threat, and it actually becomes a wrestling entry.
Based on what we talked about when the bell rang, I thought Moutinho would be more of the aggressor, but it really looks like Campbell coming out as if he's the one coming off the loss with something to prove. It's really a different change of pace here.
And what you're doing is, if you're Campbell, is you're exploiting expectations, right? Expectations are bad. If you expect something, you don't get it. It's a surprise. It's deceptive, and that's what he's doing. If you expected him,
nice work on the inside. Campbell overhand left kind of sends Moutinho staggering a bit.
Moutinho's got a straight left in his pocket for Campbell. As Campbell's coming in with giant weaving bombs with stepping feet, you just give him the straight line to the chin. You aim for the sternum and you hit the chin.
90 seconds to go in round number 1. Action-packed opening round here.
Moutinho is the one that's been controlling the action when they're up against the cage. However, and there really hasn't been a ton of damage out in the open. Each guy's landed shots. A lot of cage wrestling. Great job by Moutinho. Staying on the single leg. Campbell sprawled. He got right back to the double and finished it.
A reverse to a reverse to a reverse. And again, that's mental. Just refusing to surrender the position is a mindset. And if we both refuse, the fight keeps going and going. But ultimately, somebody will get the dominant position, and that's Moutinho.
So far, so good for Moutinho here as he's on top as well. In this position, when you're up against the cage, the guy who has a higher head position is usually going to be the one that's going to win this exchange. If Campbell can sneak his head up like he's doing now, it'll give him a chance to at least stand up to his feet and post and use his legs, as you can see. Moutinho get his head back up over the top, and now you can see he's controlling the position.
So Campbell had 1 foot on the ground, was going up, then he didn't like what he saw, and he put his feet inside and hooked them to kind of throw.
So here's Owen up here, red shirt, right? He's got like red, long, high red socks on, and like you can barely see it right by this rest hand. He's got like a bandage on his knee. He was in a boating accident where his family boat exploded, and he got hot gasoline fired all over his legs, and he had tremendous burns below the knee there. And he came to support me for this fight, and it was awesome to have him front row. Watching me, it's really cool. He's a super tough kid.
Away the stability of Moutinho,
It's him and his
but it's
dad.
still Moutinho's position. And we were wondering what was going on out there, how he'd approach it. He may have found the way to win this fight. He really may.
I was thinking the exact same thing here. I thought early on this was Campbell's round. I'm not so sure after this last minute here. Moutinho maybe, Tom, have stolen the thunder here a bit, and maybe he gets the 10-9 going into round number 2.
I think so.
And even if he doesn't, he got something as important as winning a round, and that is learning something that he needs. He just learned something that he really needs to win the next 2 rounds. So even if he didn't win that round, which I believe he probably did, Campbell.
Great round 1, fantastic action. I agree. I think that Chris stole that round there. Last 30 seconds he spent on top. He controlled the action against the cage. Although I marched forward, threw more strikes, landed more strikes, I think as far as what we know about mixed martial arts judging, he probably did steal that round. So great round. What my corner, Bill Mahoney, specifically is going to tell me in this minute that I have with him is that I'm a stupid idiot, and that I need to stop wrestling, and that there's no need for me to wrestle, and that I should box Chris Moutinho up, and that I'm the boxer, I'm the striker, and I need to come out in the second round and just strike, which is fantastic, because at this moment I was feeling a little bit tired already, and by just standing up and just trying to take his head off, that just requires very little energy. So I was very excited to do that.
He may have won it as far as what he's taken from it.
Well, 1 round in the books here in this bantamweight battle between Chris Moutinho and Johnny Campbell. And Robin, I think I agree with your point there. Campbell came out strong. We'll see what Moutinho's corner has to say as we head into round 2.
With his neck, right here, straight up ring, get up.
I love watching the body language.
Yeah, I can't really hear what he's saying, but I believe there was some very good love advice thrown in there.
Dating advice.
Sure, dinner plans for after this bout. But I do agree, though, on the larger scale, that maybe Moutinho really needed those last 60 seconds, Robin, to kind of get the nerves out of it. Because maybe he was a little bit apprehensive, Tom. You spoke to it during the pre-fight.
Bill just said you rocked him during that first round, and that maybe even just the jab that I landed, Bill thought that it rocked him, and that he needed me to just go out there and keep humming punches at his face and eventually I'd hurt him. So.
Like you can't afford to do that, but it seemed like he may have been a little bit going into this fight. And now maybe that last minute kind of gets him all over the hump a bit, and we'll see if things change here in round 2 as this bell's about to ring. Chris Moutinho looking to get back in the win column, taking on the 29-fight veteran Johnny Campbell here at CES 57. We are live from Twin River Casino Hotel on UFC Fight Pass. Michael Parenti joined by Filthy Tom Lawler and Robin Black bringing you all the action tonight. It's hot and heavy here in round 2.
So what did we learn? If we're Campbell, we learned that if we get the top position, we can win the rounds and we can win the fight. But however, we don't want to be so ornery to get it, overcommitted to getting it, or else we're going to get hit on the way in. We still got to be calm. We still got to wait or create the opportunity.
We have a southpaw orthodox matchup here, so.
Big left hand by Campbell.
Yeah, that was the stepping right hand to the overhand left.
Oh, there's a shot to the back of the head. Campbell looked like he was going to go for the arm bar, but Moutinho stays on the single leg, fights back up. I think he lost his mouthpiece.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he got hit with some uppercuts there with the overhook, and he is hurt for sure. Another left hand going to come over top right. There's the right.
Right to the chin. Moutinho staggering another right.
Another huge punch. Campbell grasping at his own eye. I'm not sure if he took a punch. I don't know if he got poked.
Yeah, may have taken a big left hand. Moutinho's down again.
But Moutinho another double leg, and he gets the takedown.
You go triangle
Campbell
here.
Go to the triangle choke.
Yep.
He's got that right arm locked up, trying to control the head. He's pulling down.
You can take the left foot and put it in the hip instead, but he doesn't need to.
He's got it locked up. Moutinho.
You want to elbow here.
He's going to try to pull the arm across.
He's going to get this, I think. Those elbows will force you to move your arm, and then you push the arm across.
Moutinho doing a good job of trying to stop.
Oh, my goodness, and that is it.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that stoppage by the refs. I really don't.
Moutinho not complaining whatsoever.
No, those elbows, he is wobbly.
I like this guy.
Yeah, beautiful job.
Johnny Campbell, fantastic on his back, stayed poised. I thought also some poise by Moutinho to really rebound from those shots that he ate.
Campbell was just pointing to us that he was poked in the eye.
I just said to him, I know that you hate me right now, but you're a great fighter.
And couldn't see out of the eye through that entire last sequence.
Well, he saw just enough to land 7 or 8 unanswered elbows right to the forehead, and the referee jumps in at the right time and stops it. Big win for Johnny Campbell, who again taking down a top prospect here at CES 57. What a fight.
There were two knockdowns as well. So we're going to get to see, yes, right here, you're going to see right to left, stepping right, bang, left hook. And the step is what set that left hook up. And that happened twice. The other time, I believe it was the opposite sequence. But dropped him with that one, and then was right there, Tom, you mentioned he was going to go for the armbar. And right here, hook, he was poked in the eye.
That eye poke.
Yeah, he mentioned that. Boom, boom. And it was again right, left. That same combination of weapons worked over and over again for him. And then comes down, his man is hurt, and he was able to put him in a triangle.
Yeah, that's some great toughness by Johnny Campbell, who could barely see out of the eye to still land the 1-2 combo that more or less spelled the beginning of the end for Chris Moutinho. Just a great job by Johnny Campbell. That is fantastic.
Love it.
Another big victory again for the veteran, and a tough, hard luck loss for Moutinho, who now may have some soul searching to do. We'll see how that goes moving forward. But another big victory for Cupcakes Campbell. 18th win as a pro. Let me tell you something. You stay in this fight game that long, you don't win 18 fights by accident. Campbell is a warrior, and he showed it again here tonight in his 3rd appearance with CES MMA. Let's send it up to our cage announcer, Adam Palazzo, for the particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, 1 minute, 45 seconds into round number 2 by TKO, Johnny Cupcakes Campbell.
I'm here with your winner, Johnny Campbell. Dude, that was a fantastic fight. You're going to be very proud of that fight for a long time. You put together a number of times, just would step, throw the right hand to get into range and land the left hook. Was that a custom combination for him?
Sort of. I throw that an awful lot. I really like to move into my big power shots. Him being a lefty, I knew I'd be humming that right hand, and then that left hook just cleans it up real nice, and we were planning on closing it out with a head kick if I needed it.
Your eye is swollen up. You took a poke to the eye before that final segment, and you were still able to get him out of there with one eye.
Thank God, yeah. In the flurry, I got a finger in the eye, and I'm fighting whether or not I should complain about the eye poke or just try to knock this mofo out. So I went with the latter, and we got a success on that. Triangle, choke, into elbows. Bill Mahoney, he has taught me everything that I know. I'm absolutely nowhere in martial arts without that man right there.
Facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hand together for one-eyed Johnny Campbell.
I love it. Great interview there by Robin Black once again with Johnny.
My eye was fucked for like 3 or 4 days after that. Fucked. I think it was a total accident. Over here when I was flurrying on him and I hit him with a right hand at one point, he just kind of like tried not to get knocked out and poked me in the eyeball. It happens. Great fight, though. Tremendous fight. Can't wait to do it again. I'll keep this content coming, hopefully. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys watching. You have a great day. Thank you.